Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much all for being here. Alan, it's nice to see you. Thank you. We have a big day ahead of us, and I want to thank you all for joining us. Before we begin, a big thank you and a round of applause for Arthur Sulzberger, chairman of our company. There is no better steward of this institution and no better friend to me. I am here because of him and the Sulzberger family and his remarkable son, our publisher, AG, and I want to thank all of them. When we expanded DealBook a couple of years ago to really focus on the intersection of business and policy, I have to admit that I never really imagined that the confluence of events that would bring them together as tightly as they are today. And we're going to explore all of that today. That's what today is going to be about society, about the debate over capitalism, about the role of regulation, the future of Silicon Valley, the rise of influencers, the power of philanthropy, and so much more. We have an amazing group of conversations lined up and speakers, of course, at the center of the news. I'm often asked how we decide who to invite to speak. And the answer is very simple. We try to curate conversations with the most consequential people of our time, and I think we've done that today. Here's a little preview. We're going to start the day with the authors of the Business Roundtable's new mission statement, which has really changed the conversation around business and profit and purpose. We're going to follow that with a conversation with Dennis Muhlenberg, the CEO of Boeing, who is in the middle of that company's biggest crisis ever. We will talk to Macon Delrahim at the Department of Justice, who is the person who will ultimately decide whether to bring cases against the likes of Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. We will talk to Derek Khosrowshahi, the CEO of Uber, who had perhaps the biggest but also troubled IPO of this past year. And then we'll talk to Brian Chesky, the CEO of Airbnb, who perhaps will have the biggest public listing of next year. After lunch, we're going to be joined by Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian West to talk about the rise of influencers and what it means and how their family has changed culture and how their family has changed marketing and social media. Then Kevin Systrom, the co-founder of Instagram, is going to join us, followed by Valerie Jarrett, who has a fascinating new plan to get us all to vote. We're going to also talk to David Marcus, who of course created Libra at Facebook, something that's been in the news virtually every day. Then we're going to talk about all of it with Bill Gates, and we're going to go deep with him. We're going to follow that with Gwyneth Paltrow, who started Goop and has really become the breakout lifestyle brand of our time. And then we're going to talk to Reed Hastings in the middle of this streaming war with Apple Plus starting last week, with Disney Plus starting next week. He is the perfect person to discuss all of it. And then we're going to finish the day talking about the political moment that we are in with Hillary Clinton. So we have so much to do, and I hope you will stay with us throughout the day. Before we begin, I just want to say, I want this day to be interactive. I want you all to get to know each other if you don't already. This is a day about conversations and ideas. That's what this is. And there's so many remarkable people in this room, so many of whom I hope we're going to be able to talk to throughout the day. And as I said, I hope you'll make new friends and revisit with some old ones as well. Over lunch today, you're going to have a chance to have lunch with some remarkable people that we've identified as our groundbreakers. Please sit with them, hear their stories, and share yours. So many people, when we did this last year, came back and said that was their favorite part of the day, and I hope you have a chance to participate in that. We've also set up a series of special task forces led by some of my favorite colleagues. Tom Friedman is here, Kara Swisher is here, David Gellis is here. They are leading some task forces that are taking place behind the scenes, but that you'll be reading about next week in a very special section of the New York Times, all about today. So I want to thank our groundbreakers who are here. I don't want to single too many people out, but I just want you to get a sense of some of the people in the room. Facebook's co-founder, Chris Hughes, is in the house. Of course, he has been in the news, trying to potentially break up the company that he helped create. FTC Commissioner Noah Phillips is here. My good friend Chris Licht, the showrunner of Stephen Colbert, is here. Eric Schmidt, the former chairman of Google, is here. Wes Moore, the CEO of Robinhood, is here. Darren Walker, the president of the Ford Foundation, is with us. Craig Newmark, the founder of Craigslist, is here. Emily Weiss, this is a company to watch, the founder and CEO of Glossier, is here. And then Abigail Disney is with us, and she has changed the conversation around taxes in this country. I haven't seen him yet, but I think Anthony Scaramucci might be in the house, so we'll have a political conversation. Steve Roth from Vornado, my friend Rob Spire from Tishman Spire. So many fabulous people, and I hope you get to know all of them and spend time with everybody. We tried this last year. I know there are people who are shy, so I want to just do something for 90 seconds, and then we'll begin the program. Under your chair, if you feel under your chair, is a card. It's not a gift or an automobile like Oprah, but under your chair is a question. And this is a question, and it's really a license. It's a license to say hello to anybody in this room and ask them that question. What I want to do is just take 90 seconds to say hello to somebody you do not know. You may not get an answer from them, because some of the questions are complicated. But I do want you to try to use it. Do you have a good question? Okay, I'm going to try to bring it home. I know that probably was not enough time, but at least it begins the conversation. And I hope that that you'll be able to continue that conversation throughout the day, during coffee breaks, over lunch, and at cocktails later. The good news is it seems to be working, so I'm happy about that. The bad news is that we have a full days of programming ahead, and we are packed tight with content. Before we begin, I just want to make a final thanks. You know, I get to be up here on stage, but this doesn't happen without so many people. So a very special thank you. Save your applause to the end, but please applause because they deserve it. Tamara, Claudine, Mona, Jessica, Robin, Kelsey, Abby, Ellen Pollack, who runs our business section, Rebecca Blumenstein, who I think's up here, Joe Kahn, our managing editor, our executive editor, Dean Baquet, for supporting this endeavor from the beginning. The New York Times' COO, Meredith Levian, I think she is here along with CEO Mark Thompson. They are just wrapping up their earnings report and call this morning as well. And finally, and most importantly, thank you to all of you who've been coming for so many years. I really appreciate it. We're in year 19 since I started doing this in my pajamas, not the conference, but sending out that email at too early in the morning, and it has been a remarkable ride. So thank you. If you are a subscriber, thank you. If you are not, by the way, please subscribe.